This is Dan Drake. It's been a while since we've been with you on Front Up, but we're back on Geno TV and Channel 99 and have with us a very special person as our guest today, a young man named Daniel Emond. Did I get that right? Close enough?
Yeah.
Close enough.
For sure.
Daniel is an actor, singer, composer, author, and I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about himself. Daniel, welcome. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you. Thanks, Dan. So good to be here. I love all the multi-hyphenates you gave me. Actor, singer, composer. Author is definitely the newest one.
Mm-hmm.
I would call myself a writer, and I'm currently writing a piece called Kill the Whale, which is a musical odyssey of Moby Dick that takes us through the sort of narrative and introduces us to the wild, glorious characters of Moby Dick through music.
That's great. Tell us a little bit about your background.
I grew up first with just an absolute obsession with whales, and then theater and acting and singing and music. And my mother sat me at the piano every day. I wasn't allowed to leave until I practiced for 2 hours, so I have a sort of foothold in music, firm background in classical piano. Before going to North Carolina School of the Arts, University of North Carolina School of the Arts for acting, where I got my BFA in theater. And since then, I've lived in Queens, but mostly in Brooklyn, where I've been working as a full-time, near to full-time musician, as well as an actor and a teaching artist. And I started writing this piece about 3 years ago. So it's been
It's gone through a couple of iterations in your mind.
It sure has, and they're all totally valid. And there's the pieces in development. So who knows what'll happen next week?
What's the current plan?
The current plan is we are going to put on a live show, a modern opera of Kill the Whale, that would basically be split into 2 acts, or 4 sides, as I like to call them, which takes us, we first meet Ishmael, and Ishmael introduces us to his best friend Q, based on Queequeg from Moby Dick, the source material, and then introduces us to the Pequod, which was Ahab's ship, and all the wild mates and harpooners aboard, and Pip the cabin boy, and eventually Ahab, the captain, who's the last person we meet, until we meet the whale at the end of the book. And so that would be a show spanning 2 hours, and I hope it can take place on a 19th century ship, cargo ship or a whale ship, so that it has a site-specific kind of an immersive quality to it. So you're surrounded by this music on this old wooden ship. That's the dream.
That's the dream. Well, that's a great dream, and I think that it would be wonderful. I know you've talked to people about perhaps previewing parts of it in various places, and maybe even Nantucket.
Yeah.
And that would be super. I think,
Yeah.
both for you and for the show and for the island.
I think so.
To have something like that.
One of my favorite Moby Dick scholars, Philip Hoare, I think he comes here often to talk about his books, but he's a tremendous enthusiast and lover of Moby Dick. He calls Moby Dick Nantucket's Bible, or the Bible of the ocean. And in so many ways, I think people on the island are so connected to the story, are so just know it so well, like the back of their hand. So I think to see this new retelling of it, using modern music and modern styles, could be just a really cool thing for the island, I think.
You have told me that you love the island. What is it about Nantucket that you love?
Well, I love the people. I mean, you can tell it's a different kind of people who would choose, back in the 1800s, 19th century, who would choose to take on such a stinking but profitable lifestyle of being on a whale ship. It was the most the riskiest, most dangerous, most potentially profitable thing you could do in the 1800s, because the entire economy of the United States and the world economy was balanced on the industry of whaling, which lit the great cities of the world. And I'm not telling you anything that Nantucket doesn't already know. It's just the truth, and the people have clearly continued to maintain the historical significance of the city, and from the Whaling Museum to the windmill to the Athenaeum to all the streets, the cobblestones.
Looking beyond this project, what kind of things are you thinking? I know this is a while; it's not going to be done anytime soon. But what are you thinking
Take a crack
about?
at it.
What are you thinking about beyond that?
Well, I am a singer-songwriter, composer, so
Author.
I'll take it. I'll take it. So I hope to be, once the Whale has had a successful run and a tour and released album, platinum certified album, I hope to be touring, playing music from the album, and playing all my solo music, and touring New England, touring the American South, touring the West. I mean, I hope to, in 5 years' time, my dream is that I'm touring again. I tour now with the bluegrass band called the Blue-Eyed Betties. I play the banjo, but I hope to be touring as a solo artist.
How many
at that point as
instruments do you play?
Well, I started on piano, as I said, and that's sort of my home instrument, but I went to school in the South, and my friend Thomas Rowell, who was in my class, a mountain man from Boone, played the mandolin and insisted that we start a band, and insisted that I learn the banjo, and I did. We never started the band, but he gave me my love for the banjo. So I play the piano, the banjo, the clarinet, the guitar, the bass guitar, the ukulele, and I sing.
Have you done the zither yet? You haven't done the zither yet.
No, that's
Because
next
that's
on my
another
list.
mountain instrument.
Yeah. Totally.
So,
Yeah.
well, that's great. Well, would you give us a sample of your
I would love
music?
to. Yeah, I'm going to play for you the first song from Kill the Whale, the song of Ishmael, inspired by the first chapter of the book Loomings, where he talks about, gets you ready for the story that happened to him some years ago with his famous Call Me Ishmael.
Great.
We're in November now. The cistern of my soul has frozen over. How one could skate across, I could take my life. Pistol and the ball, you could call your doctor. Mine can't be found ashore as we set sail, for I don't know where. Ahab, take the wheel if you dare, with the great white whale I don't compare. All the same, I will be there, bed with the cannibals, Coke of Oko curse, sweet dreams of Jonah. I wait, crying tears of thirst, if you should ever leave. I'll shake you from your sleep and warn you that old thunder is keen. Nightmare ivory as we set sail, for I don't know where. Ahab, take the wheel if you dare with the great white whale. I don't compare. All the same, I will be there. Saturn's gray and Neptune's blue. Your love and your life are gone. Now imagine that we won. When you clap your eyes upon the word in the mind of gods. Now imagine the legend. Fathoms of creamy foam stretch beyond the stern, the skull of spermaceti and so are not unlike our own. His body dripping light to the mouths of sharks who swim all around us in chase from our sleeping hearts as we set sail for I don't know where. Take the wheel if you dare with the great white whale. I don't compel. All the same, I will be there as we set sail for I don't know where. Ahab, take the wheel if you dare with the great white whale. I don't compare. All the same, I will be there.
That's fabulous, Daniel. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks,
Best
man.
of luck to you.
Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you. Daniel Emond.